ready. Let's do this.
I know. I wanted to get on here sooner because I wanted to edit all the banners and stuff, but I always like, oh, I have plenty of time. Then I'm scrambling like, oh, I gotta get ready.
Well, I figured if you weren't here, Nicole, I was like, oh, I'll just make our Facebook things for the thing. But you were here as soon as I sat down. So I was like, well, there goes that plan. We'll see how long. I mean, I've got until June 23rd to make the Julie and Lindsay one.
Oh, yeah. Because we have the schedule
exciting.
all set up for till September.
No, we have the schedule set until
I love
December.
that you're like, we're
Don't-
set. We have our whole year planned. We're done.
I could tell you all the dates right now.
Jen,
Like,
this is what they know about, okay?
For what you guys know, we have until September. December. Sorry, I had something in my throat there.
We got to leave something, got to leave a mystery here. Got to leave something to look forward to. We got Bree here.
Hey, Bree.
Hey, Bree.
Haven't read the book, but I'm here to listen. We appreciate you.
That's all right.
That's all good. I was like, I'm
I
not
see
going to
an
have
ad.
much to say.
Oh, yay.
Yes.
I'd love to see it.
We do. We
love to see
finally. We love it. Yes, we have monetization finally after
Right on.
how many years?
I mean, you're fine.
It took me almost 3 years. You're good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say how long it took me, so
Alicia's here. Hi. I saw the pages made on YouTube
For the updated books. Wait,
Yes.
is this Kim? If it's Kim, happy anniversary. I remembered.
Look,
Alicia, I remember your birthday's in March. I have it in my phone, the date, but the day is eluding me. I'm sorry.
That's only if this is Kim. You don't know if it's Kim or not.
I know. She probably is not here because she's celebrating her anniversary. So if she does pop on like later, she'll be like, "Oh, they remembered. So happy anniversary."
Okay, I found the character names. Woo!
Thank goodness.
yeah,
I was sweating about that myself. So.
there were
I
a
had a
lot.
moment. I was like, I gotta go find their names because I
I
don't
mean-
remember their names.
I
I
got
still don't
50%.
know what one of the sisters is called. I'm sorry. I like listening to the audiobook. It sounded like she was saying Natalie, but then reading the name,
It's
I was like,
not.
that's not Natalie.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure.
Is it terrible? Should I admit that I got 50% of the way through the book and I stopped and I was like, I couldn't tell you the name of more than 3 characters. I had Chase because that was my
Yeah.
brother-in-law's name, and I was like, I'll remember that one.
Oh, yeah,
Trillion, so
why
I
that
was like,
name
all right, that's
sounds
the
so
hot
familiar.
guy. And then I was like, I don't know the name of the main
And what a
character.
weird name. Trillion.
Trillion.
Trillion, yeah.
At least it's not actually spelled like trillion, like the number.
I don't know how it's
Like
spelled.
she put an A in there at the end. I'm
Okay.
like, okay.
What? Okay, all right.
I remembered
Big
one sister's
canon.
name. I will tell you that right now
was
as
it-
I looked at this review.
I wanted to say
Delilah?
Natalie, but I'm like, that's not it. I think it was Delilah. Yeah. Someone just
Delilah
said-
was one of them.
Camille was finally. I figured out the name of our main character,
Yes.
and I
That's
can't.
the one I
put-
couldn't remember.
Yeah. And
I
then
couldn't remember
what the
Camille.
hell is her
See, I
name?
have a coworker named Cami, and her full name is Camille, so that one stuck with me for that.
That was
reason.
the
Okay.
trigger for you.
Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah.
No. I never once stuck in my brain what anyone in this
Mhm.
book was named, unless it was like Chase.
Yeah, he was human.
Trillion, because I was like, that's weird.
Wasn't Maggie? Wasn't that the gargoyle?
The
The gargoyle.
gargoyle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maggie was so
She
cute.
was my favorite part. She was my favorite.
I'm really sad. Oh man. Yeah. Okay, let's just go in. I honestly, the best part of this book was when it ended and I could move on to something else. I'm sorry. I just did not love it the way that I wanted to. I'll be upfront. Please hate me now. It's all great. We're good. Hey, Charles.
Hey,
it's not
Charles.
Charles.
the best of a huge paranormal series.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But obviously, since I have used Bookstored it up already, with
Yes.
all the whole series here, I'll be continuing on.
Nice.
So we eagerly await your
I've started
determination.
them too, so
You know,
Wow.
I'm too
I am kind of
curious.
in-
I want them to be a throuple. I have to see if it happens. I'm
I just don't
invested.
feel like that's gonna happen. Is
No.
my
Whenever-
problem.
I
whenever
want it
there's
to
a-
happen. I'm putting
Laurel
it out
K.
there
Hamilton
into the universe. They
situation?
must be a
Mhm.
throuple. I mean, they're all already kind of acting polyamorous, where she's with both of them right now. So
I'm just saying, I foresee a Laurel K. Hamilton situation in which we just get dragged through 15 books with no real good solid delivery on the relationship, and it's just ping-ponging back and forth, which is fine, but that's not what I want out of a romance. And that's the problem.
Hi, Deja.
I'm very much over love triangles. As much as like
this isn't even a love triangle. This is like I'm just gonna bone everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, more power to her, but I'm just like, come on.
I mean, I'm not complaining about that.
I can't lie, it's kind of setting up to do the same in book 2.
I eagerly await your report back on book 2.
I will let you know. Like, I'm just like morbidly curious, so I have to keep going.
I kind of want to know.
The audiobooks are on any play. That's how I've been doing it.
I got it on Hoopla. I was like, do I want to really waste a credit for Hoopla? Just
go over to any play where it's like unlimited for like what, the $7 or $10 a month, whatever it is. That's how I'm gonna do it.
I can't have another book subscription. I can't do it. I cannot.
I know. Knock on wood, Scribd is behaving right now, and it feels like it's giving me the whole library. So it had this one on audio.
I was like, oh my gosh, you're going to go and listen
just
to the next
look,
book.
all you do on Scribd, don't download your books and don't save them, and you'll have longer play times.
I did. The first time I did that, I did end up being able to listen to like 8 or 9. But then the very next time, it was only like 3. And I'm like, I hate you. And then I canceled it. And then, a couple months later, I subscribe because that's what I do when I have Scribd. I get angry, cancel, resubscribe.
I think I have Scribd free through the rest of the year right now.
Oh, yeah, because if like you get
people sign up.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I never accept a gift from a fae. There were a couple things where I was just like, that goes against what is known.
Yeah. You're not supposed to like actually.
Well, there's a lot of things that were not accurate about this book. Like you can tell, like they only casually did their research on lore and things. It's very apparent, especially the Kitsune lore stuff. Like I was. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for saying that. Because
I thought that was way off as well.
Yeah.
It is.
Also, did they not mix two? So Skinwalker is Indigenous American thing.
Yes. Yes.
And then they mixed that with the Kitsune, and I was very confused. And I was like, this seems really wrong.
Well, like if she was trying to make a new thing, she didn't even try to explain it. It was just kind of like a lot of the lore, a lot of the things that were happening. It just happens, and you're supposed to be like, okay, moving on. Don't try to understand it at all. So,
as soon as she said Kitsune, I was just like, wait a minute, is Styles gonna pop up in here somewhere? I was really excited. That was the most excited I got after the gargoyle. I was like, is he gonna be here? But I knew that was false hope.
So as someone who reads a lot of
urban fantasy,
I had a moment where she thanked when she thanked as well as accepted a gift from the Fae, and I was like, you don't do that.
No.
You do not. No. Oh, that's so funny.
Don't worry, Shannon. I saw that you started in the next book. Keep going on this one.
Oh, I totally read ebooks on Scribd. Yeah.
Oh, I do not.
I do not.
Yeah.
I begrudge their 2 times speed only option on audio.
Oh gosh, yes.
But
I
gotta
at
least
get
get
to 1.75. So
I'm out. I can't use that then.
What? What does?
Any play?
No, I cannot.
But it felt like a good pace as I was listening, so it didn't bother me overly much.
I have never read a Fae book before, as far as I know, and I'm sorry, this is in your kind of introduction.
I was like,
there are much better Fae books out there. We should do a whole like live recommendation of Fae books.
Just Fae books.
Just Fae books. Let alone all the other lore. I mean, there's great Kitsune books out there. This was not it.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, I'm morbidly curious. I want them to be a throuple. I have to read a little bit more to see if it happens.
Whenever
Plus,
there's
I
a
own,
love
like,
triangle.
A bunch of them, so.
Yeah, whenever there's a love triangle, I just now immediately want them to be a throuple. So it's like no matter like what book it is.
I know. I've gotten to that point too. I'm like, why can't y'all just be together? Like, I'm okay if y'all are together. Katie Robert has forever made me want everybody to be a throuple because of the dang Sabine Valley series.
You have like just a tiny, like the smidgen of chemistry. I'm just like, yeah, go ahead.
Between that and Harbor by Rebecca Weatherspoon, I'm sold.
Yeah. shame to find out it's not so good. Sometimes it happens, it's like you can't, I'll read all 5 stars.
This was written long enough ago. I do think it's partially a product of its time. And
100%.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Wasn't Limp Bizkit name dropped in here? So.
Oh, I know, right?
She wrote it.
You're talking about writing checks? No, I was dying. And I was like, I have not written a check since like 2000, except for like super big purchases where my card limit doesn't go that high.
It's like a cashier's check.
I think I've handled more cashier's checks than I have written a check.
Yeah.
An actual check.
I don't think I've ever written a check before.
Like I don't.
Not even when you signed up for direct deposit.
No, they filled one out. They filled it all out for me. I just had to sign my name.
Oh, that's
nice. I mean, you just take the numbers off the check now, or go on your app. I mean,
the routing.
Yep, the app exactly.
My gray hair must be showing. I must be old here.
Like I do have gray hairs. I promise. I get stressed.
I mean,
I've gotten so many
so many gray hairs. Gosh. I'm talking about me, not Izzy. I'm like, as I said that right after you're like, I have gray hair.
I have a bunch.
So many gray
You can see them in my videos. They're there.
You're talking about me.
Yours are like that pretty color where they look more like a highlight in your hair. And
I did get asked.
Mine look really bad, which is why I continue to dye my hair.
Someone asked me if I dyed in the gray streaks, the tiny slivers that I have in my bangs. Like I have like tiny, like that's all. Like I don't have like a solid streak. It's just those small highlights.
Mm-hmm.
I told my hairdresser, and she cackled. I said, "Yeah, I know. I wouldn't do that to you. That'd be so mean. I want you to dye random one strands.
Just this, yeah.
You could go X-Men and just be like, I'm trying to channel my inner. What is her name? Rogue.
I mean, I am. I'm hoping my streak like comes in like real nice up front, and then I can just be Rogue all the time, and I'm cool.
Yes. So Shannon started the cracked spine. Okay. Also, spoilers, but your throuple hopes are far from outlandish.
Okay, that's promising because I feel like books in this era like lead you on and then leave you disappointed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I say that like with all like I love old paranormals like this because they're banana pants to an extent, but they always disappoint me. They're like, here's this idea, and then we're not going to do that.
We're just going to tease you. I read the series when I was in high school and loved it, but I tried reading the books later in the series and haven't been able to finish. Like that happens a lot of books, like, I'm going to read this. I love this when I was in high school. This was trash. What was I even reading?
Because when you're in high school and you read trash, but it's outside your norm, you think it's amazing. That's how that happens.
That's true. And also, like, I've read so many, like, better, like, books since then. So it's like...
Oh, yeah.
Well, this probably came out right when did Twilight come out? 2005, 2006? So I feel like this would probably be semi in the beginning. So maybe, like, the lure wasn't, I don't know. I'm trying to give her excuses, but at the same time, I'm just like...
The thing is, all of this stuff, she could have easily Googled any of it and gotten really solid information. Like, even back in 2006 when this book came out. So you assume she wrote it more like 2004-ish.
Yeah.
Right? But at that point, like, there's enough information out there on the internet. Like, you could have been okay and been a little more accurate.
True.
At least in common things. Or if you want, a kitsune to be different, you call it something different.
Something else. Yes.
Don't call it a kitsune. Sorry, I stick on that one because I'm so like in that Japanese side of my media too. And it just is frustrating.
It stuck out to me, and it was jarring overall, the whole thing with that. And then the skinwalker thing, I was just like really put off by that. Like, deeply. It also felt like weirdly fat shamey in parts.
Yeah, right? Okay. Like,
and I'm
just glad I wasn't the only one who thought that. Talking about how they can eat anything they want because they have high metabolism.
Yeah. Like, it was just like, God forbid you gain weight. Like, who cares? Calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My copy said 2006, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Goodreads said. I checked because I wasn't sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Erin, you have a physical copy in front of you. Mine's in the other room.
I was like, I audiobooked it. Well, he's looking that up for the craft spine.
Yeah. 2006. Okay.
All 4 books are in Hoopla, and they tried to read all 4 of them in 2 weeks. Who am I? I don't know. We'll definitely get the first one, that's for sure. The next 3 are just bonus. Sorry.
You're okay.
Are you talking about the crack spine?
Yeah.
she's jumping to that. She's like, I'm already done with the Witchling. I have
Right.
not.
We're moving
I
on.
have no more to say. I'm done. Peace out. Get out of here.
They were asking about it in the chat, so I was just like, yeah, they're talking about flying through it. And I was like, fly through it. Let's do this. Like, let's
And
try
then
and aim for the whole
even-
4 of them.
See,
Even
we're not the
Liz-
only ones who
Liz
did
is confused. Liz is confused too. So Jen, you thought you maybe said some words as a transition, but I don't think you did.
My bad. Cracked Spine, everyone. That series, it's the Scottish bookshop.
Yeah,
history.
that too, Alicia. That talking about her bustiers and all that kind of stuff. Like that was weirdly fat shaming also.
And it said, didn't they say like multiple times where it's just like guys are just attracted to her because she has really big boobs?
Yeah.
It said like every chapter. I'm like, okay, I get it.
Well, and then
And,
one
like-
part where she was like, I was naked for one point and I didn't even know. And then
Yeah, because we all never notice when that happens.
Right.
people are staring extra. Like, come on.
I had no idea. We have talked about the current book a lot.
That is
for us.
true. We haven't
We should have gone on like
too much.
7 tangents by now.
Yeah, that is true. That is not wrong.
I had to bring it back, guys. I had to throw us into our tangents.
So I know that she wrapped up this series after like 15 books or 12.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's like 60.
Yeah, it's a
There
lot.
were 39 primary works. I thought there were 21 in this series.
But there's going to be more coming. And I saw on her website she's trying to get the rights to the books back from Berkeley.
Interesting.
Honestly, didn't hate this book. I mean, I don't feel
didn't
like I
hate it either,
Yeah.
but I can talk about its flaws. I mean, I'm probably
It's
going
a
to give it
solid-
like a 3-star, but
I gave
Yeah.
it 3. It is a
I gave it a
solid like 3. It's one of those books where it's like I don't hate it enough to go on like a rant about it,
Yeah.
but I don't love it enough to be like, oh my god, you got to read this.
right.
It's not
yeah.
terrible. It's just not.
But I am intrigued about what's happening with our throuple. That's
I
the main
know.
reason.
I will
Exactly.
keep you updated.
I was more interested
But
with
right now,
Maggie,
she's
I'm gonna
still
be honest.
banging both of them.
See,
and
I
it's like
have-
that V where she's here and he's here and he's here. So polyamory, but they're not all 3. It's not
I like
all
how-
throuple yet.
Trillian was even just like, okay, you can sleep with him, just don't let it get in the way of us. I was like, he's supportive. Okay.
I did like that. I agree. That was fun. Like,
Yeah.
that amused me.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, fine. Kind of hard to be unaware of nakedness.
I'm
I
always
think-
aware of nakedness. I'm just like, oh,
It's a lot, like 15, 16. I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
noticing it already in the second book too. So I just think that's going to be a thing. And now that I know it's there, it's easier for me to just glance that off and just be like, okay, this is just what they're doing. Don't take it personally.
Yeah.
so
How far are you in the second book, Shay?
How much did I get listened to? Let's look.
Okay, so there are at least 20 books here. And then
Yeah,
Shannon
good.
says Goodreads has 21 books plus like novellas and supplement work.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Is
wild.
she has a spin-off.
Not too far. I'm only to like chapter 4.
There's a spin-off of this series though, right? I think those are the books that I have. It's like White Stag or Wild Hunt or something, I think is the spin-off. So I have those books. I just don't have this first part. Okay, so that's what I thought. I was like, her clothes were there. She thought she was clothed, but then other people couldn't see it.
Invisibility spell
Yeah.
gone
I
wrong.
was like, oh gosh, really?
Invisibility spell gone wrong. Honestly, that would be my luck.
I do love that her like magic never works.
It never
right?
works.
It always amused me. I'm not gonna lie.
I was okay with that. It made it a little
Yeah.
more like endearing, and it kind of balanced out some of the really bad dated stuff going on.
Yes.
And then her sister would just randomly turn into a cat. Like when
Yeah.
she was like that.
The second book is about the cat sister, Delilah,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
which is why it's like, okay, I'm curious enough about her that this is happening.
Mhm.
Plus, I got to see if the throuple happens. And I'm gonna die on that ship until it's dead in the water
Just got to write a fix it.
because it'd be way more fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, I find books that are 10 years older or more are rarely body positive.
True.
Not her best term for.
No,
for being
you're not wrong.
happy.
You're not wrong.
It's
It
true.
just jarred me out of it because I just didn't expect it in the way it was happening, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
usually I feel like it's a lot more like body checking in the book where they're like checking their body, less like this is why I'm hot, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was where it's just there's a lot of things like you were saying earlier where it's just like I can eat anything I want because I have fast metabolism. And it was kind of like checking to make sure they didn't get fat. Or, you know, like you were saying, like if you put like, God forbid you put on 1 pound or something like that. So
yeah.
Deja said, to be fair, I did fall asleep listening to this audiobook about 1 billion times. So my may not be the best.
Yeah. I found myself drifting out, or I'd catch myself not listening. You know,
I listened to all of it today because I had a really quiet day. So I was just like grinding in Minecraft. I was down in the mines just mining for diamonds. Yeah. And I spent hours doing that, and I just listened while that was going on, and it was just fine for me. Didn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
I'm back to being interested.
It's definitely
Delilah was sweet, and she's the one who lost her virginity in the book.
Yes.
And she said, like, it was okay. It was nothing to write home. I mean,
she's like, I don't get it. Yet she's boning him all the time now. So
I was like, wow, he really wasn't that good. Dang.
She's like, yeah,
just telling everybody.
In the book now, she's like, we're boning at least once a week, but he's not like my boyfriend. And I'm just like, okay. So you're just friends with benefits. Okay, I'm down. Like,
whatever. Just complicated in book 2, right?
Yeah.
She's literally.
But now another guy's coming into the picture that he's a shifter as well. He's a big cat shifter. I don't remember what cat right now.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I tend to really like cat shifter books, so I'm like here for it.
I'm kind of in now. You've got like I'm half intrigued. I'm gonna see where you land.
Now I'm just like, okay, all right.
It's a star. Also, I'm good, but if you're like 4, I might be like, maybe I'll try it.
If I enjoy it, I promise I will let you know, and you know that I will, because I'll be like, "Is he okay? Do it."
Yeah, like I feel like that's what I need, but I don't want to commit to this giant series after that first book.
Right?
No.
Like maybe it's
just honestly, like
the
if they're just gonna like couple up
thing.
the sisters, like I would be okay to be done after that. I don't need the rest. Like
that's true.
Because I did look up a little bit like who's in what book. So the first 3 are the 3 sisters, and then it goes back. So it goes back to the 3rd sister again. So I think it stays with the sister.
So you're saying I have to get to book 4 before I'm gonna get a throuple?
Possibly.
Oh dang!
Also.
I don't know if I could do that many books.
Yeah. No, because book 7 is back to Camille again.
Oh gosh, that's just a cycle then.
Uh-huh.
Oh lordy.
It just like changes up between the sisters.
So very Anita Blakey, like Izzy was saying, I imagine.
I only made it to book 6 in that series, so
I've never read them, and I'm okay.
And I'm okay with it.
I stopped at like book 9 or 10. Everyone said I jumped ship at the perfect time, so.
Oh, okay. I didn't even make it to 9 or 10. Oh no, the books fell. Delilah was an interesting concept for sure. Her take on shifters was different. Yeah. Some not so good, but I mean, she didn't mess up like animal shifters.
Yeah, I will say I drifted myself, but I didn't feel the urge to go back. I honestly was just like, let's listen to this, just say that I did and get it over with.
You have to listen. You have to read it because it's book club.
I know. That's what I did. I was like, I didn't want to DNF it because I got to a point where I was like, halfway through the book, I couldn't tell you the main character's name. And I'm like, that seems pretty bad if I can't remember who the book is about. So I was just like, no, I got to do this. So I was like, that's why I started looking up like who's in which book, because I was trying to figure out the names of everyone. And then I was like, when I went to go see the little blurb, I was like, there are 39 books in this thing. So I already knew like halfway through the book, I'm like, I'm already out.
I'm not even.
But if you guys want to give me spoilers, like feel free, Shay. When we get back together next time, you be like, "This is what happened. The throuple was in this book."
Well, maybe I'll pick it up. Committed to the whole series now, so I hope in like a month we get a report back.
Right.
Like I read them all for everyone, and here's what happened.
And Aaron
I'll post detailed reviews.
Thank you.
You said you got yours at a used bookstore. Like honestly, when you see a whole series at a used bookstore,
even like mine came from the used bookstore, and then the first 3 were all gifted to me by subscribers.
Oh,
So I figure I have to do at least the first 3.
True. Okay.
So, but when you see that full series, it don't matter what series it is, you have to get it because you're never going to see that again.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's like the biggest temptation.
Yeah, I got mine at Goodwill. I only read the first one.
I don't know if I bought mine, if I got mine in a mystery box or if I bought it at a half price books.
Oh,
I have a copy of it on my shelves.
Oh, this first one?
Yep.
Okay.
So friends, Anita Blake, are we not loving her? Because I hear like people jump ship 6 books, 10 books in. Because I own a couple of them and I can definitely give them to Goodwill. Because my job right now is purging books that I will never read. And if you guys are telling me now, like, jump now, I will give them to someone who may be more interested in them.
Yeah, I kind of need to do the same thing.
It's surprising.
You're not gonna miss out.
Okay.
Just
in worst case,
don't bother.
I can go to the library. That's my thing. Is a lot of these I can go from the library. So I'm like, do I need the physical copy? So someone will be very happy to find 14 books in the series. I probably only got them for $1 anyways. It's fine.
I would say toss them out into the donation bin because they're very dark.
Got it. I'm not into darkness.
They go a lot of places.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Not good places.
We could go back to the book now if you'd like. I heard the things going and I was like, wait a minute, this is a book series I can get off my shelf and save room for, books that I actually want. Like this one right here. Sorry, I had to do it. I was so proud of those books.
They're very pretty. But I'm the person that nobody likes because I don't really get along with Leigh Bardugo's writing very well.
Oh no! All right,
you can be.
It's only been the Six of Crows duology that I like. So,
I mean, that's okay. You can be. It's fine.
We're all broken over something.
It's fine.
I mean, you did say Six of Crows is the best, so I mean that one is. I will agree with you. Six of Crows is my favorite. So if you didn't like the others, it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you didn't like Six of Crows, we might have had a problem.
I like heist stories, so it was kind of a hard.
That was the draw.
Like it would be hard for me to not love.
At some point, it's just orgies and so little of the overall story moving part. Yep. Sometimes I like just orgies and little bit of stories. Sometimes
it's like you're 10 books in. I know. You just want orgies after 10 books. Like that's the problem.
I mean, I don't think so. After 10 books, it's like if it's not good in the story part, at least she has the sex down. I mean,
but even that wasn't that good.
That's true. I mean, she's no Katie Robert, so
this is true.
And that's the problem.
Hi, baby. That looks like my light song.
Well, Jack Ryan here. He says,
flying in from the side.
Bye, kitty.
So you guys haven't gotten to see him in several weeks. So there you go.
So cute. But yeah, this is a book where it's like I didn't have a physical copy and I ended up listening to the audiobook. So I don't have any post-it notes.
Whoa.
It is a Who Picked This Book Club
first.
I was gonna say, has this ever happened before? Is this like unpressidented?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to do.
Honestly, it just made me want to go back to IAD because I did a bunch of IAD last week. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, time to go back to this with the Demon King because that's where I'm at now.
Me too.
That's a better
so
one.
good. Oh my gosh.
I just finished Dark Desires After Dusk, so I was supposed to read Kiss of a Demon King.
I'm about halfway through
Kiss
of the Demon King right now, and I'm like thriving on their dynamic. It is
so good.
Oh, but like they both need to have a serious grovel together to each other at this point. Because they both hurt each other really bad at this point.
She delivers in her grovels for the most part. There's one book in which I feel like the grovel is not delivered appropriately and you're not there yet. So
just warn me which one is the bad grovel and I will go in prepared.
So you're not expecting it and then being
so that I don't expect a good grovel.
Yeah. Elijah without posted. I'm sorry I let you down.
I mean, there wouldn't have been much to talk. Honestly, would you have stopped to talk about a lot of things? I think the only thing that I would have really commented on was the one, and we talked about this before the live, where I was like, this felt a little rapey to me.
Ooh, yeah.
And that would probably have been my only comment because I didn't care so much about anything else.
Yeah, there was
I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's fine.
Why are you apologizing?
Don't apologize.
No need to apologize.
Your thoughts
I think it was
are valid.
Did they solve the murder? Was there a murder? Did we solve it?
Right, it was the giant.
That's right.
We did solve it.
Yeah, so I got a list of characters here, and I'm like going through, and I'm like, wait, who is this person? Yeah. Like, what is? So like, there was a Giorgio character.
Yo,
who they were and what purpose they served in the plot. Can't remember. But
yo, there was a murder. I
don't remember because they had that one lady that
right at the beginning of the book. That's how everything gets started.
Yeah,
got it.
The lady in her apartment, the giant.
It was in their apartment. Oh,
it's the giant's girlfriend in the apartment. That's who died,
and he died too.
Yeah, he died
Wasn't there
too,
someone named Lucas?
Yeah, Big Bad Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh, badass Luke. God, that dates the story too. With
right.
Just like
calling him a badass.
Badass Luke. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
And then
Jim,
they solved it, but like we're still left with like an open-ended plot line, of course.
So to keep you going to the next book.
Studying Scarlet all over. Guys, it was a murder.
That's true.
Listen, I do read these books, okay?
I finished it this morning. But again, like I was listening to it and I know that I tuned out at one point and I was just like, should I go back? And I was like, I don't want to waste another 10 minutes of my life to try and figure out what's happening. So I'm gonna put it on you guys to help me out for what I don't remember.
At first I thought
it's true. I would say the characters didn't make a great impression.
No.
Everyone I was intrigued by was no longer in the book very quickly.
Very quickly.
I want to know why Maggie was in the box. It was like she didn't look like a litter box. They just carried her around in the box.
No, it's just like that's just her. That's her box. That's her little a little bed.
Right then, got it. Okay.
Because she can't just be crawling around by herself. She's vulnerable.
No, dangerous. Yeah. I love that they got like a babysitter for
gargoyle.
I mean, that was the best part of the book. I want my own baby gargoyle.
Yes.
And she is very prevalent in book 2 so far.
Oh, damn. Now I'm slightly interested. I was like, Maggie's where I'm at. She was fun. Like, yeah, that's true. Liz,
we pay attention when it's dang. Yeah. It's not like we're paying favorites or anything.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, we pay attention when it's a good book. Freddie and Scarlet Women was much better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to continue with that one, but Bringing Down the Duke came in from the library, and I've been putting it off for forever. So I was like, I got to read this book. And I'm like 8 chapters in, and I'm loving it so much. But I love historicals.
Yeah.
I've been on a big historical kick lately, too.
Mm-hmm.
Complete opposite. I have jumped historical shit.
I'm like, I've read so many historicals. They're all starting to sound the same. I got to bounce for a while.
Yeah, for a little bit. And then come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
See, I've read a lot of young adult right now, so I haven't done much romance, and the romance I have is really contemporary.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did, oh my gosh, have any of you read Emma Hart's The Bookworm's Guide to, the first book is called The Bookworm's Guide to Dating. Super fast read.
But I've heard about
adorable.
Is it adorable?
I love it so much. There are lines in there where you'd be like, I feel seen. One of them's where it's like, you could pay $5 for shipping on this $35 order, or you could spend another $15 and get free shipping. And I was like, I do that all the time. And they talk about, oh gosh, I put it on Goodreads. I highlighted a lot of things. One of them hated stickers on books, and I was like, I've ruined so many covers because they put this damn stuff.
Yeah.
And they always put it like on their face. It's like,
or on the guy's butt.
Why? Why on the guy's why?
Or on the guy's butt, and totally just ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm in Utah, so with the cowboy romances, they put it over his shirt, like over his open shirt, and I'm like, what have you done to this cover? Shame on you. Shame.
Cover this up.
Man.
Yeah.
Has anyone tried the hairdryer trick? Apparently, if you
Bree has. She has a TikTok.
For me, it's got like a 50%
I just use this.
success rate with the blow dryer. I used something like that.
I once put it over a candle. Well, honestly, you can leave it in the car in Arizona. Let it warm up. But I had like a candle where I had the candle here and I kind of tilted it so it hit it was safe. Don't worry. And
Jen then burned her book up.
I know.
It killed a little better, but you still had the sticky residue. So the stuff that Izzy has, you kind of have to still use it. I use rubbing alcohol, but if you crack the book at all, like it just tears to shreds everything.
Yeah, and I hate undo is the best.
I love matted books, but when you put a sticker on a matted book, it like that stick never comes off. I'm like, that you ruined the whole thing.
Yep.
Sorry. Now ranting is over.
Oh, categorical romance doing a readathon?
Yes, I just need to read my stack of category.
I know.
Romance.
I have a box of blazes just underneath me right now. Just like
these are all just like staring at me every time, and I'm like, I stole these from Nicole, and I haven't read a single one.
Yeah,
you have to judge me, Nicole.
The library sale.
Oh, you got the library sale? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it. If you get lightly burned used book, it's from Jen.
True.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
So that's going on during your readathon too, right, Nicole?
Yeah, Hoathon starts the 9th and goes to the 23rd.
Gonna be reading
a lot of readathons I'm doing.
Yes, I did my best during 11
and then Deja, if Deja's still here, she's hosting a romance readathon too.
Mm-hmm. So many things.
How did her Pippo readathon go? I got off of Twitter for a long time, guys, and I didn't go back to see what I missed.
I had a lot of fun. I thought it was great.
For what? Love in the Night?
Deja's Peppa-thon.
That one.
Pippa. What is Pippa Longstocking? I'm blaming alcohol now, guys. We're low.
Are you almost done with your drink?
I got water behind it. Don't worry. What the Love in the Night? I see a lot of you guys posting about that. Tell me more.
Tell me.
It was a paranormal romance readathon. This is round 2. We did the first one last year because there's not enough love for paranormal out there in the readathon world. So mine was like full on in the big planning stages before Jess announced hers. So I was a little sad when they were like
back to back.
Everybody
so
that's why we did
pumped
round
this time.
2, and it was totally fine. We still had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would do readathons, but I honestly, the one that I did, I spent an entire day trying to figure out the books to get the blackout bingo, and I was like, that was not a day wasted, but I felt like I should have done more. So I was like, I'm just going to read the books coming at me.
When I make my TBRs, or for when I do like multiple readathons, like 3 I've done 4 at one time, and it takes me days to make a TBR just to make sure everything. Because, when you're doing that many readathons, you want to make sure one book counts for the most prompts as possible.
And that's just the thing. If you're ever looking for a readathon, there is always a readathon going
on.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I should do the categorically romance one, because I have these that stare at me daily. Every time we do a live stream, and I'm like, I haven't read any of you.
Liz, do the readathon. It's not that strict.
Yeah, you don't have to do every category either. Like my literal.
I'm just gonna read what I own already.
Goal for, like this weekend's a Mafia-thon, right? And then categorically kicks off, and then Hoathon kicks off. So I'm just like gonna read what I can. Like
exactly.
My goal is to pick up a few category romances this month, and this weekend to read at least 1 or 2 Mafia books, and then.
Even if you just read one category and be like, I very loosely participated, they love it.
That's it. That's all they want.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Tell me about this Hoathon. I need to look into it more, but while I have you, because clearly we're not going to go back to the book. That's just gone.
No,
I think we're done with it. Okay.
So tell us more, Nicole, because this is coming up in a week's time. Like, I need to prepare myself. Some of the bingo cards scare me, so...
Jen's like, I've never seen that before.
Not on the page. We had to go into like deep detail on what handstand stacks was, and that still scarred me. The images.
I should not have sent you the handstand sex. I'm
sorry. No, I needed to know because I thought one of them was doing a handstand. I thought one of them was standing regular, but they're both
they're both doing handstands.
They're both doing handstands. Because they
at
both
that point, it's just like flip around. Like what? That's so much more work. Like that. No. I don't know. At that point, I was like,
"You're bullshit on this one." I'm like, "That is not sexy. Thank you. That's weird."
It's not, but it's hilarious that it.
It's hilarious and bonkers. I'll give you that.
I want to know if she took Barbies to like stage the scene or not.
She had to. Like, how is this gonna work?
Like, also the height difference has to be just right.
Right. Like just right, or someone's not coming. Okay, somebody is not.
I mean, nothing's happening otherwise. Really, let's be honest. Like, it cannot be someone who's like a foot taller than you. That would not work.
Unless they have, stuff to compensate.
Great American Challenge down there. That's terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, one have to be on their head, like literally on their head, and the other have to be, like fully extended on the arms. It's a whole thing.
It's a recipe for disaster because if you get tired, there's only one way you could go.
And hopefully, like, you don't fall down at the same time. Like, someone falls down, they're crashing on top of you like that. Hopefully, the lady's on top.
Ow! You're gonna break things that way.
Yeah, I know. Like someone's dick's getting broken. I'm just somebody.
The thing is, I wonder how many trips to the emergency room this book brought on. Because some people read a scene and they want to act it out, right?
True.
I asked my husband. He was a no-go. He was the smart one in the situation. I was like, let's do it. And he's like, no. I don't have the upper body strength to do that.
You literally would have to like start working out now, and a month from now, maybe attempt it.
I'm with Jen. Her bottom comment here. It's no way it works. There's there's no real leverage happening there.
Yeah. I mean, he's aggressively doing push-ups,
but there's no way it's doing it.
I love Alicia. You can never unsee that picture. It's true. I can still picture it.
I know you can't.
Vivid detail in my mind.
There is.
Not in the book that we're supposed to be.
No, not in this one.
Let's clarify. We've long stopped talking about the Witchling.
Witchling is not being talked about anymore.
Could you imagine if there was though, like the three of them in like a triangle formation?
That would be interesting. I'd be here for that.
Oh my god, what is the geometry on this thing?
Now my brain's going down a rabbit hole on how you could make that work and actually make it sexy. Like
someone draw it.
Don't have to write it down later. Gonna have to get out Barbie dolls, see if it would even work.
I know.
Yeah.
Gosh. I will go to Target and buy Barbie dolls just for it. And I'll even put little dicks on the Kens. Okay.
It'll be perfect for your
candy corns.
Would suit the purpose.
Huh?
Oh, I said you could buy candy corns. Sorry, I had to go there.
I actually have I have phallic shaped wine glass things from a bachelorette party, so that's like perfect. It's
you do know they make little like penis candies for those kind of things, right? Yeah.
So
my sister-in-law sprinkled them all
over
for my bachelorette party. I laughed so hard. So she purposely, we were at her, not my husband's apartment, but her their brother's apartment. So it was my brother-in-law's apartment. And so she hid little tiny dicks all over his house.
That's perfect.
And he was still finding them like 3 weeks later. He's like, how am I still finding these?
There's like those little wine glass charms. Those little wine glass charms that I have, I still have them. They're in my silverware drawer. So every time I get a fork, I see dicks.
There you go.
Still there. Okay, hold on. So there's 2 bingo boards and there's a scavenger hunt board. So there's one bingo board that just has authors. So if you read any book by that author, you can check it off. And then there's actually a bingo board that has prompts, which you fit books however you want to those prompts. And then the scavenger hunt board is if you're reading your book and you find these things happening in your book, then you can check it off. So it's kind of like, oh, it's fun. Let's find, pegging or find ass play in this book or something. And you can check it off. It's great.
I know an author that does ask play a lot, so if that's your thing.
Well, you put up a document, a suggestion document, and we can link to that.
Suggested. Books talked about in the live.
Seriously.
I love that Jennifer on Twitter. Her drawings are a gift to God. She drew the Quarantine Alien book with Birona, and they had like sparkly jizz, and it was hilarious. She added sparkles.
And the size of the balls were like perfect, you know.
Yeah, they talked about how big they were. They should really emphasize them.
They were like 2 My Pillows just on them. I was like, dang, they're really like the detail, the time and effort in the detail is fantastic.
I hear you guys talk about these things, and I've read too much manga that is totally bonkers because recently we got a license for a manga where the guy jizzes diamonds.
What?
Why not?
Yep.
I remember that. That was great. His family jewels produced jewels. Yeah.
Literal jewels. And I'm just like, uh-huh.
Could
and
you
it's this whole thing where he has like this harem because they all want the diamonds, but it's like slowly killing him. That's the whole concept.
Oh my! How is it killing him?
Because it like takes part of his like essence and soul every time he jizzes a diamond.
Okay, I was thinking like they were like shredding him because diamonds have sharp edges.
Going through there, depending on how they're ground. Yeah.
And I'm just like,
well, that could be a deeply uncomfortable process. I feel like.
Yeah, a horror.
I imagine like a kidney stone, but like 10 times worse.
Oh yeah, a whole lot worse.
Right, because you add all the pressure behind it.
Yeah. So his essence is being sucked out. Got it. He's not being.
But they don't care. So they just
like, no.
So that's the whole concept of the manga. Like, talk about bonkers banana pants stuff. Like,
so this is nothing. You're totally fine. You could read it.
Yeah, I mean,
fine.
What's handstands? Boning. Hey, when you reading?
No, absolutely not. I'm sorry.
I don't think I'm gonna pick that one up, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to either. Like, I may be morbidly curious, but no, thank you.
It was literally like it was just described for like a half a page. So yeah, the drawing of it was actually more worth it than actually reading it. So yeah, because it was literally like, wasn't it? At one time, it was free. It could still be free. I'm not sure because that's how I got it too.
Yeah,
it was free. I know.
I think we all got it at that point.
Yeah,
I remember the live stream. Like 10 people at the same time. Like I just bought it. I just bought it.
Yes.
I just bought it.
I was like summoned to come talk about it.
How could you not?
Because of course I was. If it's weird, I show up.
I'm surprised carrots have not dropped into the comments yet.
Seriously.
They're a liar.
I know. I was expecting carrots. But I really like the scavenger hunt idea as well.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be really fun. That actually is probably what I'll mostly do, and then I'll see where I get all the boards because I don't want to have a TBR.
Yeah, it's like I want to participate.
I need to not do TBRs. I just need to read what I want to read.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I was like, if I have a TBR, like I struggle to want to read any of them. Like as I'm creating the board, I'm like, yeah, I've been wanting to read this book. Yeah, I've been wanting to read this book. And then as soon as it starts, I'm like, I don't want to read any of these.
I did pretty good for Love in the Night, but I still read like a bunch of things that weren't on my TBR.
I did my TBR for that, but like now that means every other readathon this month. I'm like, no. What is TBR?
No, thank you.
Yeah, I only went off a TBR for a month, and I just went back to making TBRs. I mean, I haven't made anything for this month because I can't believe it's good already.
Take a break from them and just be like, I'm just.
Oh my god! Don't be nervous. It's so good. Don't be nervous.
I know that. Like, I have certain things that I have to read because we're doing Priest for Taboo Book Club, and I
should reread it because I want to read Sinner. So
Sinner's even better.
I know, that's what I hear. That's what they say. Skip Priest, just go straight to Sinner. But I've already read Priest.
Both is really good. Both are really
good. Is this by
good.
Sierra Simone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to be a part of it. And I was like, maybe I need to look into this.
I wanted to be a part of it.
I was like, I need to make a note thing. I have a notepad right here. Okay, I got to get rid of my Anita Blake books. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten.
Author suggestion bingo board is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to go to Bookman's and see if they can steal any of these back and then go to Goodwill and give them away.
Let's do it. Oh, sorry, I didn't need it. I'm swapping to weekly TBRs. I did hear that on your video this month because I couldn't decide ahead of time.
I just can't. I can't live my life with this kind of restriction.
Do it. I purposely did not read some books because I knew they would fit for prompts for the Hoathon before it was announced. And I'm just like, oh, I want to read these books so bad. And I'm so nervous that the more I put them off, I'm just like, I'm not going to want to read them.
I'm literally thinking I'm going to put like the Tasha L. Harrison book I'm reading right now off for Hoathon because it's only a couple days. It's not that far away.
Yeah.
It's real steamy already. So
which books, Nicole?
Which books for what?
For Hoathon that you've been putting off.
Okay, so well, I do want to read Neon Gods, and
sounds good. It's so good.
I want to read His Beauty by Jack Harbin.
Really good.
Ensnared by Tiffany Roberts. That's the new one out. It's her monster one where he's a spider, and I'm shaking just thinking about that. But then I'm super intrigued.
No,
Tiffany, like she's so
hard. No, can't do it.
I know. I was just like, she could make me.
I have serious arachnophobia. No, thank you. Playing Minecraft with the spiders triggers me sometimes. I can't lie.
I hate spiders so much. And I'm just like, I
cannot watch the second Harry Potter movie because of spiders.
Oh,
that's all. No, go away, sir.
No
so
spiders.
I'm just like, I'm reading that one. Of course, I'm reading some Madison Faye. I got some.
I have not read any Madison Faye, guys. You gotta help me out.
What's wrong with you? Want me to send you 15 inches? Because that's the group book.
What's the freebie? Okay, by Sierra Simone, I've seen this cover a lot of times. A Lesson in Thorns. Has anyone seen this? Read this? Is it any good? Thoughts, comments, concerns?
I haven't read it.
From what I've heard, book 1's great. Book 2 sucks.
Got it.
So
and it's just kind of meh from there. Okay. That's what I've heard.
I've heard The Harvest of Sighs is good though, which is book 3.
Okay.
I read book 1 and then I stopped because I wanted them all to be out before I read them, and I haven't continued yet. It's a good book. I do think Priest and Sinner are her best books so far. I haven't read her new short that came out though. Subduction or something like that.
Oh,
I'm really into that right now.
Like a priest and a demon.
I could read this for Hoathon too.
Yeah.
I'm also sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I'm trying. Sanguine is what it's called.
Sanguine.
It's an romance. It's a sneak peek of her novel coming in 2020, and then not in 2020, in 2021.
Got it. I was excited.
Coming out and really into the dark place in my mind.
It's a whole 98 cents. I bought it.
A whole 98 cents. Hold on.
Well, 99 cents. I lied. I had a penny off. I'm sorry. So yeah,
that penny could break me.
I know, right?
For a while there, Amazon was saying if you bought $25 in Kindles, they give you $6 credit. I was like, that's like 3 books. They don't have that going.
If you're
anymore.
smart, it could be 6 books.
Exactly. Because I don't think they tax you on those ones. So then you have the extra pennies left over.
This one. Okay. Buy now, one click.
It just came out, like real recent.
Okay. Cool. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Let me put this up. And then also, I wanted to read A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor.
I have that on my TBR too.
And then I want to read that vampire one that you and Tamika are always talking about.
Oh, Queen Takes Knights?
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
So those are the ones. I mean, I need to make obviously I need to have more books, but those are the ones that are just immediate that I know I'm going to read.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the prompts you're looking for? Let's help you out.
Let's help you out. I know I did print out, I made a story graph challenge too, so I was really proud of that. And so I printed that out so I could just have them all in a list in front of my face. So, but I didn't put the books on there yet, and I don't have it with me.
Really? You just filled it out for you.
I know. It's like, let's make Nicole's TBR instead of talking about Witchling.
I feel like we've talked about everything that we needed to talk about.
I feel like you're right.
Yeah.
And, I did want to mention one little thing. Sorry, jumping back in. Tangent, back on.
Got it.
Okay. I thought Trillian was dead for like a little half a second.
Yeah.
And then he comes back at the end. I was like, I thought you were dead.
Yeah, I know. He was like injured, like severely.
And
he was mortally injured, and she's like,
left. And I'm just like, okay, so he's gone.
I had a moment. I was like, oh, he's out of the picture now, right? Like he's done. And then it was like, oh no.
He's back.
How is the throuple going to be a throuple if one of the throuple dies? Now you're just back at 2.
Now it's a normal relationship. That's not gonna work.
That's just weird.
crazy.
Okay, so yeah,
and book 4 is about Camille as well, but that's called Dragon Witch. So there could be another addition to that.
Are they just gonna make their own harems?
Yeah. So I think
the dragon guy was totally. We haven't talked about him too much. He was totally putting the vibes out there.
I thought so too. I was like, why is everything so sexual? Do it in dragon form. That's fine.
Yeah.
Do it. Then I could read you for Hoathon.
But no, he was seriously like, I think you need me. I'm gonna stay because I think you're hot, and I'm gonna give you a kiss on the forehead.
Forehead kisses.
And he keeps talking about, I like you, Witchling. And he's the one who keeps calling her Witchling. So
I did like that. I liked how the title came back in because at one point I did hear him say that, and it came through, and I was just like, "Oh, that's nice." Now the book titles, make sense now. I mean, it didn't always made sense when she was a witch, but
didn't get it till now. But thank you. Appreciate it.
I noticed it. I just was like, okay.
Yeah.
That would have been my second post-it note.
Yeah, I know that's
honestly like. I think I would choose the dragon guy for her out of everybody, if I'm honest. But
true.
Yeah.
But I'll still take a throuple.
Yeah. I mean, if Trillian was dead,
Beggars
dragon
can't be
can
choosers
just
when it's from 2006.
True.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Tangents are talking about the book, the actual book.
Yeah.
We took a dance.
I even feel like with Julianne Lindsay books, like we do talk about the story more, and then we'll tangent from there. But yeah, I have noticed when we're not doing a Julianne Lindsay book, we tangent a lot. lot.
We do not have favorites here.
I was like, don't look at my bookshelf. It's over here.
Don't look at these books. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm like, and hopefully Lane will read the cozies and like them, and then they'll be able to come in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is she gonna try and read this? Okay, so here's next week's book, guys.
So is that book 1 in a cozy?
Yes.
Series?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it
think
is.
so.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, I will totally be on.
Look at this little dog. He's got a knife next to him. Oops, hold on.
Look at this little dog.
Sorry.
Did the dog commit the murder?
I don't know.
No, he's actually. Typically, the animals are the one giving the sleuthers the clues, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I found this clue." I was like, "No, you didn't. The animal did."
Oops, the second book. That's where he's at. And I like these little things where it just says, "Will the plot reach a dead end?" Sorry.
I mean, it's a cozy mystery.
They're so campy. I love it.
And
I know.
then this dog here. Look at that. I don't know. This dog is too adorable. And then what's this one? Murder's off the shelf. It's the Guinness that's making it hilarious. Oh, the first one, I should give you this one. Don't judge a murder by its cover. Okay, that was the first one. We're going to give him a pass on that one being subpar.
Like, give him a break. Give him a break.
And I don't have the Loch Ness one.
I think I do somewhere.
You do, because I saw you in a hall once, and I was just like, no.
I had to go to Texas to get that one, so sorry.
I know. I'm almost tempted. I'm just like, I hate going to Amazon for things. And I was like, I know I have all of these that I'll listen to as an audiobook on Hoopla.
Yeah.
But I want them.
Okay, so if you want to take a screenshot of the next live show. You gotta post.
Shot it down. Okay.
Nobody,
oh my god, the dog is not.
Isn't that a pose?
The dog is not in this one. What happened to it? Did the Loch Ness monster get it?
Yes, he ate it.
That's kind of dark for Cozy, actually.
I know,
dog,
right?
the pets can't die.
Yeah.
That's a little dark.
If the pet's dead, it's the last book.
I know.
I was like, I haven't seen a book after this fourth one. Ooh, hold on, let's find out
how long the series is. Yeah.
Oh,
You're
there is a
convincing me I need physical.
physical
copies.
The fifth one is called The Stolen Letter. Again, no dog. I'm very upset now. I feel like they're going to start changing.
Worried. No, Jen, it's going to be fine. It's a cozy mystery. It's not a thriller. It's not a thriller. Okay. It's a cozy mystery.
I don't really trust things after Juliette Lindsay. I was just like, they have a high bar to go to.
Okay, so that is the next book club. And then if you're following Swoon Sisters, our next, I have a banner for that too, somewhere. Here it is.
Find it, Nicole.
I am. First Monday, usually it's the first Monday of the month. So it's June 7th, 4:30 Pacific. We're being managed by Kristen Callihan. If you want to take a screenshot.
Best book.
I love that we all just like stop and smile. We're like, freeze frame.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
We know the rule here. You know how it works.
Yes. I didn't know.
You did really well though, because you're still smiling.
I did better than the second time. I just naturally am a very smiley person. Like, it took my husband a while to like get used to that, because he's not used to
You're just ready all the time.
Oh, I blame genetics, but anyway.
So far, I'm enjoying the Croc Spine. Yay! Nice. Man, it's just so good. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to read it. Even though I know it's the second book, but it can still, it can be read as a standalone, right, Izzy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is a, you don't need the other book. It's like the middle book in a series. It's a standalone.
Okay. Awesome.
You'll just like, you meet the band kind of before in the first book, but he's not even like, yeah. You don't even meet the guy really in the first book. That's the hero.
Okay.
So you're good to go.
Awesome.
You'll get, no, I don't think you get spoiled too much for what happened. What caused the first book. Like, you'll kind of get spoiled, but it's not a big deal. Content warning for like suicidal stuff in that one.
Okay.
Like talk of suicide and stuff. And like rehashing of what happened when the person attempted it. Not the hero, but the heroine was semi-involved. Without giving too much away. I'm like, how do I phrase this?
But not just
it is one of my all-time favorite books.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And that'll be on Deja's channel. It's not going to be on my channel. And for those of you who are following Percy Jackson, why do I have so many things? Throne of Fire, June 10th, and that is going to be on Bree's channel.
Okay. Smile. Why did you tell everyone to smile, Nicole? Come on.
She thought everyone was done taking screenshots.
I know, like, oh, you know.
I mean, it's all in your description box. You're very good about it.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. I was like, oh, I gotta update the description box before I came in here. Got all my banners ready. I know it's the banners. They're new, and I want to make sure they're right. Okay. All right. Is there anything anybody would like to talk about that we have not talked about yet?
Whether it be the book or life.
Any, I don't care. I don't care.
At this point, we're like an hour tribe where we normally go, so
I know.
Feel free to talk. Yeah. What books are you reading, guys?
What is happening? Tell us about it.
I mean, we could tell you about the upcoming books afterwards, the Seaside Cafe stuff.
I didn't have all the guests introduce themselves.
Oh, well, come on, Nicole.
Dang it. And I was just like, because I was
We
like,
just dove in.
We did.
We couldn't hold back on
You
this
just
one.
wanted to get it done and over with so you could relax. That's what
Ripped
you
off
want.
the
Yeah,
Band-Aid.
right.
Okay. Everybody introduce themselves.
No.
And we didn't even talk about what this book was actually about either.
Could you really honestly tell me what this book is about?
Not
Good
at all.
point,
I
yeah.
This book is about three sisters.
No, I
And
would have
their
made
good
one of you
friend
do
is
it.
murdered, and they go to try to solve it, and there's lots of boning.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Not good boning,
There's
but
some
boning.
magic. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That is it.
you guys
That's
have read
the plot.
Witchling.
That's what it's about.
If we had managed to talk about what the book was actually about in the beginning, I wouldn't have done it. I would have made one of you do it because I'm the host.
You're like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
No, not that way. Not that way. But I was just like, Jen, go.
Look at my nice new book that that would have been my transition. All right, now it's on.
I went to go get a drink before we even went live, and I'm like, okay, guys, I'll be back, and it just apparently devolved from there.
It's like, oh
Jen
no,
didn't
you're gonna
panic.
make me host? I don't know what to do. Here, look at this book.
Well, because that happened last week where she's like, all right, I'll be right back. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm technically co-host, I feel like.
Oh, yeah,
with this. So I'm like,
had you.
I have to take on the responsibility. I don't do this. Like, I'm a very awkward person, guys.
You're exaggerating like your inability to do this, and I think you're just fine at it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to give
You do
myself
great,
some more
Jen.
props.
You need to give yourself some more credit here.
Take a breath, babe. You're fine.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Jen's your squad.
I know. So you can do it.
I'm going to take you guys with me everywhere. I call you up and like, I need you guys now.
Quick, I need some positive affirmations. Quick. Okay, well, if no one has anything else that they want to say.
I will report back on book 2 soon.
Yes.
I mean, I like to say that I am interested to continue on. I am. It's just that will I do it in the near future? Probably not.
I think the problem is I have too many other really good paranormal romances to read.
Yes.
True.
Like outstanding ones.
Right.
Comparatively.
Like this, just because I'm like in the moment with it, I'm just going to go at least the first 3 books, I think. And then after that, we'll make decisions. But I'm going to try to at least get the starting for each sister. And then after that,
Exactly.
if I'm not invested anymore at that point, like I'm just going to let it go and be done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
I love this.
So I will report back.
That's why the Prince of Tides was neither about princes nor tides. Discuss. Like, how is that even possible? How do you name a book after something that has nothing to do with the title? Like Witchling, yeah, she was a witch. Made sense. A Study in Scarlet. It's a play on, I think it's a study of, is it a study of pink for Sherlock Holmes? What is that one? It is Study in Scarlet.
It's a Study in Scarlet.
Remember, I had this question last week because I was like, wait, what is the Sherlock thing? Because my brain could not just drop the women off of it.
No, it's a complete sentence.
Got it. Okay.
Alicia, you're a newbie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
this was
this-
your
yeah.
first.
This is not a
This
great
is not a
one for
reflection of the
newbie.
genre.
No, it's really not.
Pick up something new.
Granted, I've been told I
can
have
make you a
questionable taste in PNR, so
Thanks, Shannon.
I can make you a list. It's fine.
Right. Okay.
Don't give up.
So let's all recommend a better paranormal romance book than what we just read.
I was like,
There
I
we
always
go.
think of J.R. Ward's The Black Dagger Brotherhood.
So, Side Changeling series for sure.
Presley Cole's Immortals After Dark, but you
I
have
knew
to be
you-
prepared for over the top alpha ridiculousness.
And lots of limbs
knew.
being severed.
Yeah, there's a lot of limbs. A lot of I Would Kill for You heroes, which are
I
my
love it.
favorite.
But I love
Yes.
those so much.
Yeah. I knew you were going to say that one, so that's why I didn't say it.
Are we talking? Is it my turn? I
Yeah,
don't know how this works here. Okay. So
counterclock, like as Heather would say, we always go clockwise every time. That was in the live yesterday. She was being really snarky.
Got it. So I would say Dark Song by Christine Feehan if you're looking for a specific book. Izzy read it recently. She liked it.
I loved it. It was really good.
Which number is that in the series?
30 something.
Okay.
It's like it's like 30 in the series, but you can start there. You can start there though. I was not lost. I have never read any of the other books.
Oh.
I had
if
no
you want
context.
an entry point for like a little more context for Dark Song, then I would start at like Dark Carousel, because that kind of starts the group that we're following right now.
Yeah, I made it to 3 books in that, and I'm like,
honestly,
no,
like,
thank you though.
I feel like the modern era of her books is way better than the early books.
I think you would like Dark Song, Nicole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark Song is
because you like Immortals After Dark.
Yeah.
If you like Immortals After Dark, you'll like
Dark Song. But you just, the early ones, like Shay said, I think are probably a little too dated now.
They're a product of their time for sure.
They're very dated. I'm like, oh wow, this is how we're treating women. Okay.
But no, this one in particular is very good. Like, she has trauma, like major trauma, PTSD stuff going on.
Yeah, it's really
he is just her shield. He lets everybody think he's this horrible, awful guy when he is the precious being that sings her awake every morning and gives her a reason to get up every day. Like, I love him. He is so gone for her.
The Dark Song.
Dark Song.
Yeah. It's really good.
It's so good. I can shout the praises of that book forever. It was my favorite read of last year.
Really? Does anybody want to tackle this question?
I feel like it can be, but it's also like a young adult, so not.
I would
not
say
like
it's YA paranormal.
Yeah, it's YA paranormal, which is different than like this, which is going to be more explicit.
And I could go on all sorts of rants and things about Twilight. I will not do that here today.
I will not do that today, though.
Because people harp on it so bad for the way he is, because he's kind of like a stalker. But I'm like, he's a vampire. He's not supposed to act like a normal teenage boy. Why are you expecting him to? That's on you.
Apparently, she wrote this while processing a bunch of stuff like about leaving her church. I read recently, so I was like, that's extra interesting. In that context, all of it. So
yeah. Dragon Shifters. Then is that by Thea Harrison? Yeah, I've read the first one a long time ago. I couldn't tell you what it was about. Because I think I'm more urban fantasy over paranormal these days, but I enjoy the shifter romances of Aloha Shifters, Jewels of the Heart by Anna Lowe.
I'm going to ask a blonde question. What's the difference between urban fantasy and paranormal romance? Go.
Paranormal romance, you're going to have a much more condensed romance. It's going to be much more romance-centric than in urban fantasy. Usually in a good urban fantasy, there's still a romantic plot throughout. The Soulwood series by Faith Hunter is a great example of a really good urban fantasy, in my opinion, because you get a story that's not solely motivated by the romance. You get more of a plot. So they're more plot heavy is I guess the easiest
Hidden
way.
Legacy by Alona Andrews is urban fantasy. There's magic. It's set in Houston, but the romance is over 3 books.
And urban fantasy over just traditional fantasy, it's usually in a modern setting. A lot of places like to use places like New Orleans or a big city like New York for those kinds of stories.
Got it. All right, thanks. I always wonder, I'm like, I feel like they're this similar.
Happy to help.
So I was just like, I need to know the difference. Terrible.
I've read the first book of Kate Daniels.
I really need to get around to Kate Daniels. I just keep putting
Izzy made me do it.
I'm almost done with my reread. It's so good.
I liked the first one. I did.
It takes 3 or 4 books for the romance to kick off in that, really.
Yeah, so it's more urban fantasy in that way.
Yeah.
Let's see, is that Alona and is that the Magic Bite series?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I've got a couple of those. I've got the first.
They're
one.
really good.
Yeah.
Really, really
I
good.
saw your haul the other day, Aaron. I was just like, oh, I want to go book shopping so bad.
Oh, I know. It was weird because we like the cashiers looked at us like we were crazy, and it's like, is this not?
Why?
That's like not a normal thing at a library sale. Like seriously, $1 for hardbacks, 50 cents for paperbacks. Like,
oh my gosh,
we have bags and bags of.
You can't pass up a sale like that.
Not at all.
I love the ones where they're like, put as much as you can in a bag and it's $1, and I was just like, can I get one of those large bags that you put a pillow in? That's like technically 3 bags.
That you put the pillow in.
I'm still waiting to hear his paranormal romance.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh my god! Yes.
You're so rude.
You know, it's
so freaking rude.
What got me into paranormal romance was actually Diane Duvall's The Immortal Guardian series, but that like it's run its course, and it's I don't know, it's not as good as say, you know, like I've read a couple in the Immortals After Dark series now, but I'd probably just as a recommendation say Jana Showalter's Lords of the Underworld series.
I love that series. Oh my gosh. I love that series.
That was like one of my first paranormal series that I've read.
That was one of my first ones that I started to like devour once I got in the booktube space because I hadn't heard about it before then.
I read this before booktube. Oh my gosh, there's a before booktube. Oh.
I got into my Crispine Feehan before booktube.
Yeah. I'm sure I will have nothing else that I could even be near the genre, though I did read Anne Rice, showing my age.
I will say,
Jen, I was like, let's talk about the beauty series with Jen. How about that?
I had a friend tell me to read that book, and I had honestly never read like a true romance. Like,
it's not even romance.
I haven't even read romance.
I didn't like that.
So I was watching
even romance.
Like, it was my first like step into this, and I'm like, I'm terrified. Like, I couldn't even get halfway through the book. I'm like, this is not like, this doesn't seem happy. Like, this is very angry. And I'm like, is this what romance is about? Why do people like this? I very much judged it.
I love how that, like, it's not even a romance, but that was your like introduction into like erotica.
I was just like, I don't like this. And then Nicole, I think you're like, try this Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. And I was like, this is what I was expecting, sort of. Less scary.
I know, because she was going off on that. I was like, yeah, that is not the book to start with. It's like, no, you will be.
Yeah, I tried that in college and DNF'd it so fast.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking. I was like, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
I never don't finish books, but that one I was just like, I think that was the first book I ever DNF'd. And then we tried to read Cloud Atlas, and I got to page like 20. And I was like, I don't know what's happening in this book, and I care not for it. So we're just going to stop.
Cloud Atlas.
See, that
was a long time
to the
ago.
point where it's like, I've got way too many things I want to read. I'm not going to waste my time on a book that I'm not enjoying.
Exactly. Library sales in general. Now I have to go online for them. Although Book Depository, that's where I got my UK editions over here.
Yeah, that was an experience. Whoa. That series there. I DNF'd the beauty book. I was like, no.
So what's the beauty book? I'm missing that piece.
Okay, it's a Sleeping Beauty retelling where instead of a kiss to wake up, he literally fucks her.
And then it's
by Anne Rice.
It's supposed to be like BDSM-y, but it seemed
it's
much
like straight
more
like humiliation.
Humiliation, yeah. And I was like, I'm not here for that.
Humiliation trope.
There's no consent.
There's no consent at all.
Wow.
One point he like puts honey on her and then hits her with a broom, I think.
Yeah.
And then waits for flies, I think, to be attracted to it.
Uh-huh.
I didn't make it that far. I read about it after I was DNF'd it, so
it's straight humiliation trope.
Yeah.
And non-consensual.
Mm-hmm.
It's really bad.
It's
Anne Rice's pen name.
Skip that.
I'm gonna.
I was like, I would honestly rather put myself up to read all 21 books of the Witchling series than read a single chapter of Anne Rice as the beauty series. Yeah, so
that would be more fun.
That's good to know.
Sorry, did I take it too far?
No, it was just right. It was just right. It was perfect. I wish I didn't read them. I didn't read that Anne Rice book. The vampire. Yeah, I liked the vampire series. I'm like, oh yeah, Anne Rice. Let's try this out.
That's just all I think of now when I hear about Anne Rice. Is the
That's it.
series.
That's it. That's all you can think of. After you read it, there's no going back. After you find out it exists.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Shannon.
That was super clear.
I mean, it's not a lie, though.
Wait, I don't know. It's there are no lies detected. Oh, but yeah, that's an experience.
I have it by the ready.
There you go. I like how we were like, no one else wants to talk about anything. 20 minutes later.
Well, because she asked about the Tide and Princess, and I was just like, all right, I'm here for this. I was expecting
segue.
I was expecting to last at least 2 hours, so we got like a half hour, and we were done with the book, and I'm just like, I don't want this to end yet. Like, I gotta start trying to talk about anything.
If everyone enjoys next week's book more,
I'm sure that everyone will.
Yeah.
And if not, July's coming up, and you know what July means?
It can only go up from here.
Live and Let Shine by our favorite author.
Jen's
Nicole
like,
may say we don't have favorites, but we do. I will say I have enjoyed, for the most part, kind of like branching out a little bit, but I'm just like, after a while I go, I miss our normal books. And I was like, she's got a lot of them that are coming out this summer, and I'm like, we gotta get on top of those, because I think she still has like 6 more coming out, and we've already got the schedule where we tried to like work as many of them in, but we might have to have like a couple like back to back weeks to get the new ones.
I know, this bi-weekly thing. Who decided that?
Nicole. Sorry, did I throw you under the bus? My bad.
It's not like it's on a live where I said it out loud with my mouth. I agree, Jen.
Oh.
Jen has secretly renamed not so secretly, actually, renamed our book club the Julie and Lindsay Book Club.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, it's true.
It's not true, that's for sure.
I mean, we started out like before.
We did.
We didn't read all.
What was the first one that we did? We were doing the Lee Bardugo because we were anticipating Netflix to come out that year, and we're like, let's prepare for it. And then we're like, let's just do all of these because COVID hit, and we're like, we got nothing else to do.
Wait, I don't know. This is how we're seeing each other now.
And then after that, it was The Daughter of Smoke and Bone, right?
You're going to make me pull up our playlist?
Yeah.
I'll be on the live. You will be on the live.
And then we picked up Aaron a little bit with, I think it was that one where we started to do Gina Showalter.
Yeah, that's where we picked up Aaron.
I think in between Gina Showalter, though, we did a call for Kelp, because that came out, because I remember having to read these books last year before May. That sticks. And then we did the Twilight before Midnight Sun came out.
Yes, we did. You have a really great memory. I'm just fact checking, and you're right.
So we're still good. We're still good. And I'm like, now we're just going to get fuzzy as we get closer to what we've actually done. And I think at that point, we were talking, we had a live stream with Julie and Lindsay at one point, and you had mentioned something about the cat series. So I want to say after Twilight, we did Kitty Couture.
We did. Yeah, after Twilight, we did Kitty Couture.
I need to go buy a lottery ticket, guys. Okay, so now I've got to look at my shelf. So we did Kitty Couture, and then I want to say, did we do Harlequin at that point?
We did do a Harlequin.
Okay, so it was the Harlequin. It would have been so we only did the 2 of them at the end because it was the Garrett Valor. We weren't sure that the other 2 were actually part of the series, and so we did that one.
Yeah. Can you name them? Name them, Jen. Come on.
Okay, so we did Marked by the Marshal and Shadow Point Deputy because we didn't have the first 2.
That's correct.
Okay, let's see.
Guys, I'm impressed.
I knew that we did the Cider Shop one, but I'm trying to remember if we did the Cider Shop. We had to have done the Cider Shop because we would have done the Christmas ones closer to Christmas time, right?
Okay,
but in between What the hell just happened?
Okay.
Okay.
The chat is getting spammed. I'm doing my best, Nicole.
Okay, I was like, you have blocking control?
Yeah, I do. I was already doing it as soon as I saw it happening. I was like, we're gonna
stop that.
So yeah, we did that one, and then a Geek Girls Guide we started out for this year, and I think we had already done all of those.
What is going on?
This is crazy. I've never seen.
I've never seen this.
Jesus Christ!
Don't click on anything, friends.
I'm clicking on anything. I don't have YouTube up, so I can
I'm blocking as they come in. So
okay,
but they're spamming so quickly.
Yeah.
What?
That you literally like can't.
You were going so good, Jen.
I know. Sorry, I'm just like, yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah. No.
No. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna stop the live now. But okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right, everyone.
For the moment.
I'm trying to hide them as they come in, but there's literally so many coming in that you can't.
There can't. So yeah, we're gonna end the live. Everyone have a great night.
Bye, y'all.
And we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Have a good night.